General Hospital GH. Spoilers suggest that Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, recently made an impromptu decision to visit Michael Corinthos, Chad Duell in Germany. He found out Sasha Gilmore Corbin, Sophia Matson, was pregnant, and when he confronted her with it, she revealed that Michael okayed the idea of her raising their child independently. Still, as Jason doesn't trust anyone, and found it very hard to believe that Michael relinquished responsibility for his child, he decided to head to the burn clinic in Baden-Baden to talk to his nephew and get confirmation. As Jack Brennan, Charles Major, followed Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, to Germany, and the two are getting closer, wink wink, will Jason be shocked at something he stumbles upon? Barley hits the sheets. GH spoilers remind fans that Carly and Brennan finally shared their first kiss during the week of January 27 to 31, and even had some romantic time near a fire pit with some bevies. The two have been talking, and with no one around, it's hard not to think that Barley won't hit the sheets at some point soon. The chemistry and sparks between them are just too intense. As Jason knows that Carly is in Germany, there's no question that he'll stop by her hotel room, either before or after he's spoken with Michael. Will Stone Cold get completely caught off guard by what he sees? Jason Morgan's stunning revelation. Could Jason walk in on Carly and Brennan doing the deed? Maybe he gets a hotel key from the front desk. If Barley has hopped into bed, they may make a day of it, and Jason could be concerned if no one has seen or talked to Carly in a while. Then again, maybe Jason simply swings by Carly's hotel room. What if Brennan answers the door in a robe, thinking it's room service, only for Carly to walk out wearing a towel? Either way, Jason won't be overly pleased at what he sees, considering how he feels about Brennan. The shock of it all will only bring drama for Carly, but it'll be interesting to see Jason's reaction when he realizes what's gone down between his bestie and the WSB agent. Will Jason stumble upon Carly and Brennan doing the deed? Share your thoughts below. The crisp German air settled over Baden-Baden as Jason Morgan stepped out of the black sedan. His mind was racing, yet his face remained impassive as always. He was here for one reason, to get answers. Sasha's revelation had thrown him off, and he couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. Michael wouldn't just walk away from his own child. That wasn't the man Jason knew, and until he heard it from Michael himself, he wouldn't believe it. Jason adjusted his leather jacket and made his way toward the burn clinic. The facility was quiet, the sterile white walls and antiseptic scent putting him on high alert. He found Michael's room with ease, his presence looming in the doorway as he knocked lightly before stepping in. Michael was propped up against a few pillows, looking better than Jason had expected. There was still some healing to do, but the worst of it seemed over. "Jason," Michael greeted, his voice tired but clear. "What are you doing here?" Jason crossed his arms. "I needed to talk to you, about Sasha." Michael exhaled slowly, nodding as if he had been expecting this. "I figured she might tell you." "So it's true?" Jason pressed. "You're letting her raise the baby alone?" Michael hesitated. "It's complicated." "That's not an answer," Jason countered. His voice was even, but there was a hardness behind it. "Since when do you walk away from responsibility?" Michael shook his head. "It's not like that. I'm doing what's best for Sasha and the baby." Jason studied his nephew carefully, sensing there was more to the story. But before he could press further, his phone buzzed in his pocket. He pulled it out, frowning at the message from Carly. "Staying in town for a while. Meet me at my hotel when you can. Room 214. Jason sighed, tucking his phone away. "We're not done with this," he warned Michael before turning to leave. The hotel lobby was dimly lit when Jason arrived, the scent of expensive cologne and polished wood filling the air. He moved toward the front desk, flashing his ID, Carly Spencer's room. The clerk hesitated before handing over a spare key. Jason took it without a word and headed for the elevator. Something about this felt off, like he was walking into a situation he wasn't prepared for. When he reached Carly's door, he inserted the key and pushed it open. The sight before him made him freeze. Jack Brennan stood in the doorway, a hotel robe loosely tied around his waist. His hair was damp, a smirk curling at his lips, and just behind him, Carly emerged from the bathroom, a towel wrapped around her body, her blonde hair dripping onto her shoulders. Jason's jaw clenched. The room felt like it had lost all oxygen. "Jason," Carly said, eyes wide with surprise. Jason's gaze flicked between them, his stomach churning with something unrecognizable. Disappointment, anger, betrayal. "What the hell is this?" Jason asked, his voice low and lethal. Brennan leaned against the doorframe, utterly unfazed. "It's exactly what it looks like." Carly tightened the towel around her. "Jason, this isn't." "Save it." His tone was clipped, his blue eyes ice cold. "I came here to check on you, not to walk in on this." Carly's face flushed. "Jason, it just happened. We've been spending time together, and—" "You don't have to explain yourself to him, Carly," Brennan interjected, a smug grin playing on his lips. Jason took a menacing step forward, but Carly placed a hand on his chest. "Don't," she pleaded. "Just don't." Jason exhaled sharply, shaking his head. "I don't trust him," he muttered, "and you shouldn't either." Carly's expression hardened. "You don't get to decide who I trust." Jason met her gaze, the unspoken weight of their history thick in the air. "Just be careful," he finally said, before turning on his heel and walking away. As the door shut behind him, Jason clenched his fists, knowing this was far from over. He'd come to Germany for answers, but now he had even more questions, and a very bad feeling that none of this was going to end well.